Hello, this is E-Claire here. Welcome back to the land of the living. I decided to do a little rant video. I guess it wouldn't be so much a rant as it is kind of something that is, feels like horrible. Something that is on my mind. Transgender suicides. It's something that seems to be happening an awful lot lately. I don't know if it's actually happening more or if it's just now being reported correctly. But according to some reports that I've read, about 50%, about half of all trans people have attempted or committed suicide. I don't know exactly how many successful there have been, but as of 2014, I forget the name of the report, but I'll link it in the description. I'll give you a link. I just kind of wanted to say that I know it does seem cliche to say that it gets better. It does. I mean, that's the reason I started doing these videos, was to show that you can do things that you like. You can be transgender and play video games, or record YouTube videos, or do whatever the bloody hell you want. I know it sucks to be misgendered, especially, I deal with that all the time, but and it does. It takes you have to be really stick to it, if I guess would be the correct terminology. Because it is very cliche now to say it gets better, but it does. And just, I mean, if you're in a situation where that seems like it's a good idea, you find someone to talk to, anyone that understands your scenario. I mean, if you're seeing this video, then you'll have access to the internet, and which means that there are a whole menagerie of resources available to you that you can go to. There are some phone numbers and such that you can call. I know both in the continental United States and in, I do believe, Canada recently just opened up a transgender helpline. But there are people out there that understand. It doesn't seem like it, and it didn't seem like it for me for the longest time, but there are people that understand. And it's unnecessary to end things in that particular manner. And it just seems to be happening an awful lot lately, and it's not something that need be. Yes, society can be ruthless assholes. I mean, I'm not going to argue against that, but there are people around that care, and I just wanted to let anyone that is seeing any of my stuff know that if you have access to the internet, if you can see this video or any other video by trans girls or trans men, then you have access to get someone to talk to, someone to care. There are 1,000,001 Facebook groups and groups on YouTube and Twitter and all the other on all the other social media outlets, and it's just you need to understand that there's a better way. It's not an easy road, but like the video games that I am constantly playing, if it were easy the entire way through, then it wouldn't be a very fun game. If Luke Skywalker never went after R2 and met Obi-Wan, Star Wars trilogy wouldn't have been entertaining. Wouldn't have been very entertaining if Luke had remained the main character. I mean, that's how I kind of dealt with it. I kind of had this notion all of my life that if I gave up, they won. I was never really sure who they were, but was completely certain that if I were to give up, they would win. Not necessarily the most mentally sound frame of mind, but definitely helpful. Definitely kept my ass out of the fire a great many times. And again, this is a trend that we as a community, as the LGBT community, or even as just the trans community, need to put every effort into going out there and putting a stop to this, because it's ridiculous. Because with help, with someone to talk to, knowing that there are other people out there in the world that understand you, that get how you're feeling, that can say, oh yeah, I went through that kind of deal, and this, that, and this other. Starting to get teary-eyed. But there are people out there for you to help. And that's why I try to inject as much humor. I don't like to dwell on serious things like this, but it exists. It's a thing that needs to be talked about. I don't really want to talk about it, but I kind of have to, because it's an issue. I don't like to see anyone treated unfairly. It's kind of a pet peeve, I guess, of mine. But even at that, we need to, as a community, stand up and let everyone know that there are people out there that have that understand that understand the feelings that that people are going through. And I feel like I'm repeating myself. I don't know. Maybe if I don't know, I guess that's kind of the way I learn, at least personally. If it's not repeated 100,000 times, then I probably won't remember it. But I mean, I'm gonna do my best to put some links in the description down there for helplines and what have you, to the census, to the report that I read. Oh, excuse me. But definitely, it does get better. It is cliche at this point, but you know, there are people here, and you know, I'm gonna skip my normal, you know, trying to my normal thing where I try and pump my channel out. Just stick with it and write it down. As the crow said, I think it was the crow. Quote from the crow. It can't rain forever. And that's probably one of the best movie quotes, I think, ever. But if yeah, so if you need some help, follow the links in the description down here somewhere else. Down in the bars. Down here. And I will catch all of you on the flip side.